Welcome back to Daily PBJ Devotionals. If you're reading along with us in the Old Testament, read Genesis 11, Ezra 10, and Psalm 10. This devotional is about Psalm 10, so let's read that. Why, O Lord, do you stand far off? Why do you hide in times of trouble? In pride, the wicked pursue the needy. Let them be caught in the schemes they devise. For the wicked man boasts in the cravings of his heart. He blesses the greedy and reviles the Lord. In his pride, the wicked man does not seek him. In all his schemes, there is no God. He is secure in his ways at all times. Your lofty judgments are far from him. He sneers at all his foes. He says to himself, I will not be moved. From age to age, I am free of distress. His mouth is full of cursing, deceit, and violence. Trouble and malice are under his tongue. He lies in wait near the villages. In ambush, he slays the innocent. His eyes watch in stealth for the helpless. He lies in wait like a lion in a thicket. He lurks to seize the oppressed. He catches the lowly in his net. They are crushed and beaten down. The hapless fall prey to his strength. He says to himself, God has forgotten. He hides his face and never sees. Arise, O Lord. Lift up your hand, O God. Do not forget the helpless. Why has the wicked man renounced God? He says to himself, You will never call me to account. But you have regarded trouble and grief. You see to repay it by your hand. The victim entrusts himself to you. You are the helper of the fatherless. Break the arm of the wicked and evildoer. Call him to account for his wickedness, until none is left to be found. The Lord is king forever and ever. The nations perish from his land. You have heard, O Lord, the desire of the humble. You will strengthen their hearts. You will incline your ear to vindicate the fatherless and oppressed, that the men of the earth may strike terror no more. This is God's word. In this song, the psalmist wondered why God did not judge the wicked in verse 1, called on God to judge the wicked because of how they were victimizing the weak in verses 12 through 15, and then he affirmed his confidence in God to care for and defend the weak in verses 16 through 18. In between his direct address to God, the writer described the wicked in verses 2 through 11. At the very end of this description, the psalmist wrote this about the wicked man. He says to himself, God will never notice. He covers his face and never sees. That's verse 11 in the NIV. That statement accurately sums up the mentality of anyone who sins. When we are conscious of God's presence and aware of his watching eyes, we are able to say no to temptation, like a shoplifter who is on his best behavior when he sees the security camera. Each of us makes better moral choices when we are conscious of God. The late theologian Dr. R.C. Sproul used a Latin phrase, coram Deo, before the face of God, to sum up how a believer should live in this world. When we live before the face of God, it changes what and how we worship and how we live our lives. Apart from God's grace, we all would live with the same moral abandon as the man described in this psalm. We would sin as we wanted, comforting ourselves with the story that God will never know or even notice. Jesus came to reveal God to us and to die for us so that we could live before the face of God in obedience, not in fear. Are you conscious of God during your daily life? Do you consider that God hears every word you say and watches your actions? If not, ask him to help you remember his presence with you and live in light of that every day. And if you thought this devotional was helpful, maybe you should sign up to receive it in your email each day if you don't already by going to dailypbj.com/subscribe. This is free and always will be. And every day it'll show up in your inbox and cue you to watch the video or read the transcript so that you'll be in God's Word every day. I'm looking for financial support to help me with the ongoing expenses and work of these videos. If you can help with that on a monthly basis, go to dailypbj.com/support. Support options start at just $10 a month, and I'm so grateful for everyone who supports me at any level. Thank you so much. Maybe share this with someone who can grow in their faith by it, and I'll see you next time. May God bless you. Hope you have a great day.